Hey guys, it's Lee here. So welcome back to another video. Today's one is going to be quite different to my normal type of content. Normally I do guides and tutorials and all that sort of stuff. Today I'm going to be covering a news story. So the news story is this, and it's just been sort of released on CoinDesk. I've just been doing some general sort of reading up on crypto news. So the news story is Tether says its USDT stablecoin may not be backed by Fiat alone. Tethers are not being backed one-to-one by Fiat. So this is really big news, and you guys might not realize what kind of implications it has or how big it is. So this sort of news story kind of like struck a chord with me, it kind of hit a nerve, and that's really why I want to talk a little bit about this news story and the implications that it can have, and just kind of explain my few sort of thoughts and ideas regarding this news story. So Tether come onto the scene, and initially it was a really good idea. I really like the concept of a stablecoin, a token backed by fiat reserves. So a lot of people are kind of against fiat, and we want to try and move away from all that kind of stuff. But Tether was a really good way of kind of stabilizing cryptocurrencies. So the general idea is that you have one token, and that one token is backed by $1 in fiat currency. So quite a simple system. So on Tether's website, originally they had it stated, and this is the statement that they had: every Tether is always backed one-to-one by a traditional currency held in our reserves. So one USDT is always equivalent to $1. So since at the time, they've just changed it and released it. So their statement regarding that particular section now reads like this: every Tether is always 100% backed by our reserves, which include traditional currency and cash equivalents, and from time to time may include other assets and receivables from loans made by Tether to third parties, which may include affiliated entities, collectively called the reserves. So what this means is that Tether originally was, or supposed to have been, backed by one Tether to $1. It's now backed by fiat as a percentage and also loans. So that has lots of different implications. So I'm going to break down a lot of my thoughts and feelings on this. So what Tether is basically doing is becoming a fractional reserve banking institution. So the way banks are run is very similar to what Tether is moving into, and that's why this has kind of like hit a nerve, and I really don't like the concept. So let me just share a few sort of examples with you. So let's say I'm a token issuer and I create one token, and that token is based on $1. So I give you the token, you use it however you wish. Now, when you come back to me with your one token, I should give you your $1 back. But in the case of Tether, what they're now doing is when you return back to me with your $1 and say, sorry, your one Tether, I would like to now redeem that for $1, I can say, well, actually, I don't have your dollar. What I have is 75 cents, and 25 cents is in kind of loans that are out issued to these other people who we don't know. They could be family or friends or for anyone. But so that's the system. And like I say, that is very similar to the banking system as we know it, the fractional reserve banking system. So I don't like that setup. And moving into crypto and Bitcoin and all that kind of thing, one of the reasons for that for me primarily was because of the fractional reserve banking system. I don't like the fact of the massive inflation, the way it's controlled, and now Tether has really kind of moved into this. Really, they're playing, they're having it both ways, and it's a great from a business or mindset. I mean, if it was my thing, I'd be over the moon with it. But effectively, you're promising to repay all these guys with your Tether tokens, but at the same time, that promise is built on what you've got is that pot. You can then lend out to others and earn interest on it, and it's sort of genius, but at the same time it's completely scammy and wrong. Particularly you know, from the original mindset that the obviously all those tethers were originally issued based on that one-to-one backing of fiat, and now they've kind of changed it and said, well, it's not really one-to-one, it's just our reserves, and those reserves can be made up of lots of different ways, and we don't exactly know what that ratio is. You know, it could be 1%, it could be 1 cent, and 99 cents could be in loans. It's crazy. I'm not really too sure what to do or where to go from here. I mean, Tether, I do like the idea of the stable currencies. There's other ones to choose from. You've got like the Gemini token and what's it, Paxos, and a few others are kind of coming out all the time. But I would expect that all of these stable coin tokens are probably all going to be start running the same sort of thing. Basically because there's too much money to be made. I mean, imagine if you've got $1 billion in tokens and you can lend that out at, you know, 5 or 6% and earn that money on it. It equates to millions of pounds in interest repayments, or millions of dollars in interest repayments, should I say. So there's too much money there for these people not to take advantage of that situation. But yeah, so if you are holding any Tether, I would probably try and reduce your holdings of Tether, or at least bear in mind that your Tether tokens are not backed one-to-one by a fiat, which is also, again, a promise to repay. So what you've got is like a promise on a promise on a promise. You know, and one day you're going to go to redeem your promise and they're going to go, well, actually, we might not be able to do that. Now, generally, if you're just returning your one Tether promise, they'll probably be able to pay out. But if there's ever any concern and you get like a bank run and everyone tries to go and redeem all their Tethers at the same time, that's really where you're going to get those problems. So watch out for any instabilities or anything that sort of leads like it's going to look like a bank run. And be well ahead of that if you are holding Tethers. Personally, I'm not going to be holding any Tethers, or at least any significant amounts. So, okay guys, I'll just leave it there. I just kind of wanted to share that sort of story with you and let you guys know about that. I thought it was kind of an interesting topic. Okay guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.